I just thought I'd take you with me today. I have a little bit of odds and ends to do. I'm trying to get caught up. If you see my last video, you'll see where I just started back into YouTubing again after the loss of my dad and that. So today, yesterday was a new beginning. And so I'm going to try to keep going from here. But today, like I said, I got all these bacon pieces. So I'm not going to let it go to waste. And let me turn it up. Hopefully, I don't smoke my house out. So I usually use a cast iron skillet, but I do like this skillet here, and it doesn't seem to burn as bad as the cast iron. So at one end of the house, I have the doors open. This end of my house, I have two kitchens, but this end of my house, I have the window open and I have the fan turning. So my family's gonna smell like bacon for a couple days. But I love making these in the bacon bits. And then after I do that, then I'll make sure they're, pretty dry. I'll leave it out to dry a little bit. And what I'll use them for is like baked beans. When we do baked potatoes, so we have bacon and cheese potatoes. So they come really nice. If you're making omelets, just pull out a bag, sprinkle some on. And now this hog that we got here, I have the Amish raise them for me, and then they do the butchering. And for 2 hogs that we got, it came to $3.02 a pound. That's all they charged us for 2 whole hogs a pound. So you can't go wrong. I mean, that's like the pork chops, the roast, everything. So if you can find an Amish neighbor that could do that for you, where they grow them themselves, the hogs, it's such a cheaper route to go. All right. I chose today because it's not too freezing outside. It's just like, actually, I think it's like 34 degrees out. That way I can leave the window open. And while this is frying up, I have another project that I'm starting. Over here, in the crock pot here, my daughter does dump meals for me. And so she'll take, like here, this is barbecue pork for full barbecue pork sandwiches. So she'll get them ready for me and everything like that. And then we put them in the freezer. And then today, where I'm going to be cooking all day, I just throw it in here in the crock pot, and we'll have barbecue chicken sandwiches for a couple days. And then the next thing I'm going to do right here is I have this much beef tips left over, and it didn't seal when I had it in the canner. So usually with food like that, which is good, you can recan it, but I'm not going to do it for 1 jar. So I'm going to put it in the crock pot and let it cook all day, because I do make dog food, and the dogs would love that. Oh, I found it. It's an old one, but it works. So I don't waste anything. And like I said, I make my own dog food, so it doesn't really, it's not going to waste. And this is all I do. And that way they got broth also. Put this over here. Put this over here. In the kitchen here, this was my old kitchen in the other room where we remodeled and put a whole new kitchen in. And I brought this one back here. This is nothing for canning and for all my food and stuff. And so with this counter, I lifted it up higher, about 2 more inches, so that way I don't have to bend over. Just kind of, it's at my comfort length and doesn't break your back. Let's check on the bacon over here. Let's see what's happening here. Let me turn this around so I can see. Yep, we're in there. Just kind of, like I said, it's going to take a while because I'm doing it real slow. Actually, I should have put this on to start with. There we go. And then of course I have, well, let me show you here. Just in case I drop anything on the floor, there's my mop. So, all right. Yesterday in the big pot, I don't know if it shows here, I had put 10 pounds of leg quarters in and roasted it all night long, and then I took all the meat off the bones, and that's what I make my dog food. That along with rice and stuff. Let me move my camera a little bit more here. It's a little off. There we go. So then I set the broth outside. I strained it and set the broth outside, and of course the fat all rises to the top. So I skimmed it off, and now I'm going to heat it up, and then I'm going to can this broth. So what I do with this broth here, because this is a store-bought chicken quarter leg that I bought, and I can my own broth for my own chickens that I raise, but then I do the I buy them for the dogs to quarter legs because it's a lot cheaper than what I have to pay for. So once I do that, I'll can it, and then when I make my dog food, then I will use the broth when I cook my rice in it, so that's a lot of extra protein. So you got the protein in the chickens, you got the protein in the broth, you got the protein in the rice. So they get their, my dogs are 14 years old and they still have all their teeth and they still run. All right, let me check here. Now we're getting somewhere. So then there's another project, there's another project that I'll do with the chicken grease here. I will collect all the grease, excuse me, then I'll let the debris, you know, the bacon crumble, whatever, down in the bottom. When you pour the grease in a bowl, then you got the bottom where all the crumbles, a little bit of junk stuff, whatever, sits in there. And then I will pour the grease in ice cube trays. And I'll freeze it that way. And then I'll take the ice cube trays, and that's what I use to cook with and stuff. Little grease squares. All right, let me go get my tea. Oh, I think I'm burning it. Yep, burning some of it already. Let's put this here. Getting too many projects going at once here. Okay, let me get, oops. You guys didn't see where I almost smacked that in my face. Okay, so I'm just going to put this all here. That one could stay longer. That one could stay longer. A little bit longer. So, draining all this here. It takes a while to do this. I know I could probably put it in the oven, but for some reason my oven likes to, I don't know, I smoke myself out of the house when I do it, but by doing it this way, I'm able to control it better. Alright, here's some nice crumbles. Okay. Let's get all these up. The rest of these, throw them on there. Then I have this strainer. See if I can do it left-handed. Then we got some bacon crumbles right in here. Just gonna pour it here, and then I will let this all settle, and then pour this in the ice cube trays. Alright, let's switch up again, and we'll keep doing this for the rest of the day. Get this all separated. Okay. I gotta, what time is it? 1 noon. It's noon. I have to be done with this by 1:30. I gotta go pick up my granddaughter from the high school. In a couple months, she'll be driving. And I am gonna miss that opportunity of getting her all these years. I said, you can freeze this stuff too. You don't have to, I mean, if you don't have vacuum seal bags, you know, you can also freeze it. But I like the vacuum seal bags because this makes really nice to go camping with. In individual bags. And then my son, he has the, we call it Blackstone grill. The grills with the Blackstone on it, whatever. And he will use, when I pour the grease in the little ice cube trays, then he will use that all over the grill. And it works out good. Now, I like burnt bacon, so, I mean, even burnt, I really like it. Okay. All right, we'll just keep this going for a while. And then I'll be back to show you, when I go put them in the ice cube trays and stuff. So in the meantime, I have our dinner on one of the crock pots over there, barbecue pork for pork sandwiches. I have the beef going for the dogs where the canner, the lid didn't seal, so I'll make the dog food with that and then use the broth. And then I have the broth from the chicken going, which I'll can, and then our bacon bits. I think I have a pretty busy day. All right, guys, I'll be back. Here's what I got from here. So this will make quite a few baked potato meals. Don't look like a lot, but it will. Now what I'm going to do now is let me pull the camera up here for you guys. I went to strain this. The holes are a lot finer in here. So let me position the camera a little better here. There we go. So I'm going to pour this in a finer mesh in here. And I don't know if you could see, there's a lot of debris in the bottom of that. I'm going to try to avoid, it's okay to get some of it, but I don't want all of it. It's not going through, good. There we go. And I'll let this settle down for a little bit, cool down a little, and then we'll put them in the ice cube trays. Bacon's good. So after we poured the bacon grease, strained it finer, then I have these old trays here, and I only fill them up halfway because that's enough for what we need, like when we're frying an egg. But they go good if you're doing baked beans. Throw one of these cubes in your baked beans. Whoops, got that one a little too full. And like I said, I cut these in half, and well, got that one a little full. Okay, there you go. And then you just put it in the freezer. And get another ice cube tray. If you're making soup beans, I don't want a lot of this down here in it. And here's what you get. This is all I have left. Get these little cubes. Now I cut these in half, and that's all I need to do. That's all I need is that enough to fry, eggs in. or throw one of these whole ones in if you got baked beans instead of putting bacon in on top of it. Then throw one of these in, and then it goes all throughout. So, all right. The next thing would be that I'm gonna, oh, here's all my crumbles. I'm gonna let them sit here for a couple hours, and then I'll vacuum seal these. Here's a closer look. They're not the little teeny tinies like you get in those packages in the store. You can cut them up ever how you want. You can get, you know, they're smaller crumbles. You can get, you know, crumbles this size, ever how you want. Like I said, you could vacuum seal them if you want into maybe, you know, half-cup portions, whatever you need. Now, I like to put mine in the jars, the canning jars. It works out good that way, and I freeze it. And the good thing is about the bacon bits here, the ones that you make yourself, when you heat them, you can heat them up in the skillet. You can put them on a baked potato and heat it up. Put them in some eggs, omelet. Put them in your baked beans, deviled eggs. It's just so nice to reach in the freezer and grab them. And no, they are not hard like the ones you buy in the bags in the stores. And actually they soften up, and especially when you put them on a baked potato and heat them up. So, and I don't drain the fat out of them. I just, you know, put them on a paper towel, whatever. And the flavor just goes. It's great. It's great. It's really, really, really good tasting, you know, bacon compared to the bits you get in the bags. The bits you get in the bags, like I said, they're hard and they're kind of crunchy, and these aren't. So, and the bacon just spreads through the potato or through the eggs. It's really good. All right, guys, take care.